Hey, hi, hello. You are listening to UW Comedy Hour on Rainy Dog Radio. UW Comedy Hour airs every Saturday at noon, available at rainydawg.org. If you can't listen in at noon, go to UW Comedy Club's YouTube channel to see older radio episodes and full performances from members. To hear more, you can follow Rainy Dog on Instagram at rainydawg. UW Comedy Club is the best and only stand-up comedy club at UW. To hear more from us, including performer highlights, show schedules, and meeting links, follow us on Instagram at UW Comedy Club. We have meetings every Wednesday at 6:30, where there is absolutely no experience required. So buckle up, Buttercup, and head straight into the heart of a dying star to gather the neutron fuel needed to restart the black hole reactor at the center of the universe. And join on in. Today in the Not Studio, we have the premier Crybaby Bubba bisexual Bethany. Hello.
Hello.
How are you doing on this fine
On this fine what?
4 p.m.
4 p.m. Not
Good
drunk.
Okay. Thank you for the clarification. Yeah. For context, radio audience, this is the second time Bethany and I are trying to record an episode. The first episode had to be scratched because her and I both got a little bit buzzed and thought, like, yeah, we have some good patter. We're friends in real life. We're friends in 3 dimensions. It'll be fine. We'll just talk like we normally do. It'll be nice and loose, some sleepy vibes, recording at 12 p.m. And then I talked about Compet for like 20 minutes.
And
that was not
about like white pretension. so we both got
fun comedy content for everyone. And because we were both a little bit drunk, did we have a fun, good conversation about it? No. It's like if the drunk girl at a party, when party still existed, was just waiting by the bathroom door and really just wanted to explain some leftist concepts to you. So we're not going to do that today.
We'll try. We'll see.
Yeah, it's all about learning lessons, learning, growing, synergy, etc. Bethany, how did you get into comedy?
I didn't. I'm not into comedy. The people at Comedy Club are cool people, so you don't even have to like comedy to be in it.
A ringing endorsement comes turn that parasocial relationship into a social relationship. We're like TikTok celebrities you can talk to, except we don't like TikTok. Performing, I'm an enjoyer of the content at time, whatever. So you're not into comedy, so my second question of comedic inspirations is moot.
Exactly. You inspire me, Bella.
Aww.
You're my comedic inspiration.
Thank you, babe. Okay, more broadly. And Bean and also others. Okay. Well, does that kind of weaken the fact that I'm your shining star, I'm your light in the darkness, I'm your green light in the Great Gatsby? A little. And I'm going to hide that hurt deep down and turn it into content later on. That's comedy, baby.
That's comedy for you.
Push it down into the coal mine of content. Do you remember what got you interested in writing in general, since you're not a comedy person?
I mean, it's a mix of different things. I didn't really think I would study writing ever until I started studying writing in college. And what really got me into writing was probably, honestly, just like reading poetry and falling in love with poetry. Because I'm like shit at narrative. Like I mean, that's why I love reality TV, is because like you don't have to follow like a complicated story, but you ask me to watch like the Avengers and I like can't stand it. Like why do we need narrative? and poetry is, I mean, a lot of poetry does have narrative, but it's I don't know.
It's less narrative focused.
Yes.
Yeah. Narrative can happen, but it's not required. Why can't So yours like, why can't the Marvel Cinematic Universe simply be a collection of vibes and ideas?
Exactly.
Just ruminate on Iron Man.
What does it mean? What's the symbolism?
How's your experience been studying writing?
Um, Mostly pretty damn positive. I mean, I
A
feel
swear. Huh.
like oh, uh-oh.
No, you're allowed to.
Uh-oh. Um, yeah, no, it's been relatively very good. I've was really encouraged by one of my teachers in high school, and I was really encouraged by almost all my professors that I've had. Sometimes you have to deal with, I don't know, bullshit in writing. I feel like it's like hard to judge yourself sometimes. Like a lot of
Mm-hmm.
people have really big egos.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
and like for my writing classes, I've surprisingly had to read a lot of disturbing content from my peers
Mm,
because they all they know how to do is like write about violence and really dramatic stuff, but they actually like can't write, and so it's just like violent,
yeah.
and it's like I should not have to read this.
Where it seems like, well, it's shocking, therefore it's good.
Which is only the case in Grey's Anatomy. That's the narrative that I can get behind.
All twists, all surprises,
Uh
no
huh.
road underneath.
Uh huh. Exactly.
You mentioned you started reading poetry, or not started. You read poetry.
Yeah.
Uh, do you have any favorite pieces you've read? What would you say to someone who thinks poetry is pretentious?
Uh, it's a good. That's a tough. That's a toughie.
Yeah.
Um. So for the first part, like, um, there's just like too much. There's too much to recommend, but I mean, Anne Carson is
Mm-hmm.
awesome. David Matthews is a good is a good like entrance, especially
Mm-hmm.
for people who are Americans, because he writes a lot about like the American experience, but like in a
Ah.
way that's like not doesn't make me want to suck on a cock, like in a way that doesn't make me want to vomit and like
Okay,
forget the
gotcha.
world. Um,
In a very less like westward expansion.
yeah, yeah,
All good all the time.
yeah,
Picket
exactly.
fence.
Um,
The American dream. You know, the one we all have.
and for people who think that poetry is pretentious, I mean, they're kind of right, but like it doesn't have to be that way. Like my dream
Mhm.
is that like I don't know, because a lot of people who do write poetry are pretentious. I think a lot of poets are just pretentious, and like it is kind of like a pretentious form of art, like
Mhm.
abstract art and stuff, but like I mean, I think it doesn't have to be that way. I think if it was as popular as narrative, no one would
Mhm.
think it's pretentious.
When you say pretentious, like what's your definition of that? Like what do you mean when you say it?
um, just like I think something being pretentious is a lot of like thinking that it's holier than thou, like thinking
Mm.
it's better than something else. Like,
Mhm.
I would never like think that studying poetry is better than like studying rap music, but like a lot of
Got it.
people will think that. But like I
Got it.
yeah.
The sense of like I write poetry and therefore innately I'm a better person than
Yeah,
someone who doesn't.
or thinking yeah, because you like study poetry, thinking you're better than like the person who writes fan fiction. like
Gotcha. Like
like
very full of itself.
uh-huh.
Up its own ass, one might say.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Do you think like pretentious is always bad? Like I let me rephrase that. I think that like it's kind of I think that like the up its own ass my thing is better than your thing because I say so and you have to believe me. Like I think that's always bad. But I feel like there are some pretentious things that like I really enjoy. I'm a big fan of things that you could only call films. I've taken several classes at UW where it's like, do you want to learn about movies made in Czechoslovakia after the fall of the USSR? You're gonna have to learn a lot about Czechoslovakian politics to get all the symbolism here. And I'm like, fuck yes, I want to learn. Let me see The Man of Stone and learn a lot about Poland in the 70s. That is my shit. And like I think that could be called pretentious, but I think a lot of it is like in the way you carry yourself with it. That there's not like pretentious things, there's pretentious people.
hmm Yeah, yeah. I mean, I think that's definitely true, and it's like the whole like And like I think it's almost like a self-fulfilling prophecy, like
Mm.
because people think like they because some people might associate like classical music with pretension,
Mm.
people who enjoy that stuff might subscribe to
Yeah.
the idea that it is better than other forms of music
Mm.
or art or whatever. And so it is a lot to do with like inside yourself. Like you can like pretentious things and not think that they're like
Mm-hmm.
above other forms of like art or media or
Mm-hmm.
hobbies or whatever.
It's very similar to like the childish way where like there's always one kid at a birthday party who's like, I don't watch cartoons. And they say it with like, I only watch like real people TV shows in a way where it's like, I'm so adult. I'm almost 9.
Mm-hmm.
Look at me go.
Look at me.
And I'm not trying to say that things that are abstract don't have meaning. I'm not being like, it's not as difficult as it seems. It's all simple. I'm not saying it's simple.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm saying is like, nothing by its pure. I don't like the way that came out. Got bad, bad vibes. Uh, Nothing's better than. Nope, no. Bad sweeping statements. Stop.
You can stop making generalizations.
Yeah, no, this is a good lesson for me to learn. We're all learning here, radio audience.
All learning.
Bethany, say a new word.
Um,
Teach us a word.
I don't know. I don't know any words.
Yes, you do.
My
Contribute to the
mom,
teaching.
my mom didn't know the word charcuterie, but I thought everyone knew that word. So does that make me pretentious?
No.
No. What about coup d'état?
Coup d'etat?
Coup d'état.
Is that just charcuterie but in different shapes?
No, no.
What is it?
It's like a charcuterie but vegetables.
so I'm gonna give myself the point there.
What do you mean?
Technically, it's just carbon in different shapes. So
Okay. No, no.
we're all just carbon, baby.
Fine.
Carbon in, carbon out. Doesn't matter what shape it's in.
Fine. Everything's a coup d'état. It's all carbon.
So me going to the kitchen at 11 p.m., taking one scoop of Rocky Road ice cream, a loose handful of plain tortilla chips. Technically, that's charcuterie if I put it on the ground
No.
or on the table.
No.
Yeah, look, it's small portion sizes. It's for a guest, me, and existential dread,
No. But charcuterie is like just meat
and
and
cheese.
cheeses.
So, I I've heard from a lot of people where it's like, oh yeah, when I go like rummage in my kitchen, my first move is always plain pieces of ham.
Oh,
I cannot do lunch meat.
I know a good
Plain.
word. You might know this word because I might have told you it. Anhedonia. It's a very good word.
I don't, but it
It's
sounds sexy.
it's very sexy. It's the inability to feel pleasure.
Aw, that's a bummer.
Yeah.
It's a shame that something so like apathetic and negative has such a pretty sounding name.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, a shame.
Yeah.
Do you have any recommendations for someone who wants to read more poetry but hasn't read any since high school?
Um, but hasn't read any since high school.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just I mean, I would say definitely pick a contemporary author. Pick someone who's
Mm-hmm.
written in the last 60 years and someone whose like material seems interesting to you.
Mm-hmm.
Um I mean, I like Dennis Johnson, even though he is a little dated now, but I think he's a good introduction.
Mm-hmm.
I think Yuri Herrera's books, like it's not like technically poetry, but they're very poetic books.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, yeah, there's others, but I should have. I wish I could have prepared a list because there's so much. But definitely read someone who's written in like the
Mm-hmm.
last 10 or 20
Yeah.
years. Ilya Kaminsky is another great one.
Mm-hmm.
He's like a deaf writer from somewhere in Eastern Europe. I can't
Nice.
remember, but he's really good.
Mm. Speaking of someone who was in this position like a while ago before like we got closer again and you started giving recommendations. Thanks, babe. Uh like before I started reading poetry after high school, I was so worried that I would pick the wrong one, which you
Mm-hmm.
can't. There's no such thing as reading the wrong book.
Mm-hmm.
They're just books. No one's gonna make fun of you, and if they do, that's kind of their fault. Like if someone comes up to you in a coffee shop and is like, "What the fuck is that, Aunt
Mm-hmm.
Carson, bitch," and then walks away, does that speak to you, or does that speak to the person who took time out of their day to?
Yeah.
Yeah,
What I
rude.
would recommend doing honestly is like if you're in Seattle, go to open books and just find something that's interesting, find something that looks cool and read it.
Mhm.
And like 9 out of 10 times you'll probably enjoy it.
Also, like, is an open book the same as like an open mic?
No, no, open books, the bookstore.
Oh,
It's
I
a
straight up thought it was literally just an open
No,
mic.
those are just called like open mics. Like no, I it's just a bookstore that exclusively sells collections of poetry.
Oh,
Um
rad.
And if that doesn't work out, if you don't have that, just go to like New York Times or like the
Mhm.
Colorado Review or something and read poetry online by like
Or the library.
yeah, by like contemporary authors that are like
Mhm.
unknown and obscure. You can find some really cool shit.
Mhm. We love reading here on the radio podcast.
No, don't read. Don't listen to her.
But you can't be like, no, you should read some obscure authors. Here are some sources, but also fuck the written word. You have to recite it out loud or it's not real.
There's no point.
The written word are going to make children these days lazy. I'm back
Learning
to Plato now.
learning to read was humanity's first sin.
We
Oh
all
my gosh.
created language and now have to pay
And
taxes.
don't mention Plato. I'm reading Plato this week and it's very triggering.
Okay, I'll hold myself. You know how often I mention that man, the caveman, in my day-to-day speech, so I'll try and hold back for you.
Thanks. Thanks, honey.
Say what you will about like hipsterishness in Seattle, but the fact that a bookstore that just sells poetry books and is doing fine,
Uh-huh.
possibly doing well,
Uh-huh.
and like just the wealth of independent like cider companies I've been able to enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, say what you will, you gotta love it.
Yeah, definitely.
Uh, what would you say to someone who wants to start writing but doesn't know where to start?
Fuck, I hate this question. Because you can't say just write, because that's what everyone says, right? And you
Mhm.
can't say, read more, because that's also what everyone says. Um, I mean, yeah, I mean, for me it was journaling. Like once I started journaling regularly, and I hate to say that because every professor in creative writing, like when you start out, tells you to journal. They like force you to keep a journal, and 90% of people hate it, but I was like that nerd that was like, wow, this helps.
Mhm.
um yeah, so journaling and reading are very very important if you want to write, but also like a big part of like starting is like taking pressure off yourself. If you don't want to start
Mhm.
with journaling, then don't. Just like, I don't know, start like, I don't know, trying to like put plots together or like make
Mhm.
a timeline or whatever it is you like feel like doing. Like there's not like a wrong place to start, like
Mhm.
if one thing doesn't work for you.
And to be that nerd too, honestly, for me, like just writing something, writing anything, like not staring at a blank document, just like even if it's the same letter over and over, even if it's just key smashing, or sometimes I'll just like echolalia on the page, which is just repeating the same word over and over and over. Very much like all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy,
Mm-hmm.
but it's on a laptop and not a typewriter, so it's not scary.
Mm-hmm.
Like, honestly, that helps.
Yeah.
Also, like for me at least, there is a lot of pressure to do everything right the first time. To like, well, I can't write like a narrative story. I need to learn the rules before
Mm-hmm.
I can start, and that's just a wall between you and starting.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I would say that that's like definitely true. If I mean, it depends if you're just like writing to be chill. Like I know Bella, like you write and stuff, but like you're not like a writing major.
Oh,
but,
no.
but but if you're like really serious, like you do have to start somewhere. But like there are certain steps you eventually will have to take. Like you eventually like should read essays on writing, and you eventually like should know what works for you. But starting out, you don't have to do that. You don't have to know what works for you. Just start wherever. If you want to start, like there must be something you have in mind that you want to do. Like that's another part of it. Like having like a long-term goal is important, because then you can kind of like narrow down what to focus on. Because writing can be so many different things.
Yeah. It's possibly one of like, if it could be a folder color you had in elementary school, it's kind of broad.
No, it's yellow. It's always yellow.
Okay.
Writing
so
is
I love
always
you,
yellow.
but you're wrong.
What?
I love you, but you are wrong.
Whore.
The only warm color. Do you just call me a whore?
No.
Okay. Well, I'll do it. Whore. The only warm color in the main 4 basic classes, we're talking math, science, reading, and writing. The only warm one is math, which is red.
Yes, but
okay.
But math is definitely red, but English is yellow.
English is green, and this is the last I will say on this.
Science is green.
No,
you whore.
Science is blue.
No, science is green. Social studies is blue.
Social studies is purple.
What the
I
fuck?
hate that you're wrong.
Who even sells purple folders?
People who know the correct colors for the different subjects.
How do we disagree on this? We were like,
stay tuned, because when we get back, Bethany and I are going to be playing Pretentious or Poor.
If I don't have boba tea every single day by 3, then I feel like I might do something bad. What's a boba tea? It's a bubble tea that if you hit it hard enough, all you hear is the Trolls soundtrack all at once. Chris hasn't been outlawed by many governments because it can't be digested by the human body. I'm sorry. I can't seem to hear you. Chris, if you have boba every day, where do you keep all your boba? Wait, excellent question. On the coasts. When you talk to me in the morning, I talk like the owner of a wolf sanctuary. But after boba, I talk like the owner of a boutique children's clothing store. My friend Matt said, isn't boba more of a treat than an everyday thing? And now Matt's number is no longer saved in my phone. This is my boba manifesto. I'm gonna have bubble tea every day until I'm 70. And if you try to stop me, then I'll delete you from my contacts. This is his boba manifesto. He's gonna have bubble tea every day until he's 70. And if you try to stop him, then he'll delete you from his phone again. And now I'd like to turn your attention to the Boba Boys.
Who are the Boba Boys?
They're the Boba brothers who own the boba shop, and they wait for me peeking over the counter, even if there's a line. When I see them, they ask me stuff like, Chris, where did you get your sunglasses? I want them for my wife. Chris, we recently found your comedy online. You have a unique sense of humor, thanks. I'm finding myself to be quite popular among women who own lizards. Chris, is this your Vespa? Yes, that's my pig. Where did you get your pig? I went to the Vespa dealership and I said, can you take this on the freeway? And they said, you can, but you should not. Within 10 seconds of knowing me, they knew that I would be reunited with my ancestors instantly if I took that Vespa on the highway. My day would be shit without the Boba Boys. My day would be an absolute Gen Xer selfie without the Boba Brothers.
That was Boba Manifesto by Chris Fleming. If you have the time and the inclination, please go watch the video. It just adds so much to it. I love Chris Fleming. It's very much like a weird, fun comedy vibes. Okay. Welcome back, radio audience, and I hope you have your artisanal free-range headphones in to listen to Bethany and I play Pretentious and Poor. In this game, I'm going to be giving Bethany a pretentious version of an everyday object, like pretentious thinks it's better than everyone else pretentious. And she's going to have to guess how much it costs. Bethany, are you ready to get mad at rich people?
Yes.
Okay.
Always.
The first item is a water bottle. It's the Lark Bottle Movement Pure Viz TM 32 ounce. This is a metal water bottle that, and I'm quoting here, actively self-cleans and purifies water using UVC LED lights in the lid of the bottle to eliminate 99.9999% of E. coli. And it will it will not keep your drinks hot or cold. It's a single-walled water bottle, so if you put hot water in there, you will just be holding a hot metal object full of hot water. How much does this cost?
I'm going to guess it costs $6. No, what about $600?
I like how your game strategy seems to be, fuck it. This water bottle, which will not keep your drinks hot or cold, costs $98.
Oh shit, that's a steal. for that like UV light, I literally thought it would be hundreds of dollars.
It's just a UV light, like the kind of stuff that they have at blacklight bowling in the lid.
Oh. Okay, my new guess is $98.
Oh my god. Hussy. Okay, next object. It's a hairbrush. It's called the Mason Pearson Detangling Brush, where the patented pneumatic cushion conforms to the contours of your scalp, while the nylon bristles glide smoothly through your locks, detangling with ease. And by pneumatic cushion, the ad means a soft cushion that's found in like most hairbrushes. Just a soft place where the bristles sit.
Okay.
How much does it cost?
Are the bristles made of boar hair?
They're made of nylon.
Oh.
So plastic.
Whoa. I'm gonna guess this is $50.
$130.
What the heck?
It's that pneumatic cushion.
It doesn't even have boar bristles?
No, it is made fully of plastic.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Our next item is a blanket. It is an Alexi, Aleksi, so you know they mean it, faux fur throw blanket. It's in citrine, or as we plebeians would call it, brown. It's just a brown fake fur blanket.
Okay.
It's 70 inches by 60 inches, made of fake fur, which is plastic, that's perfect to be thrown over you, and would not cover two people comfortably at the same time.
Okay.
How much is it?
Okay, I'm trying to think about the utility of this. Like, if I was, like, very cold, which I'm always cold. Like, okay, I'm going to be real with you guys. I paid $118 once for a blanket.
Well, was it a nice one? Was it, like, weighted?
It wasn't a weighted blanket, but it is a very nice blanket. It's like it's a very nice blanket, and it's
didn't know I was living with the bourgeoisie.
And it's a big blanket. Fuck off, Bella. I'm cold and I deserve a good blanket.
Interesting. Please continue. Noted.
So, I mean, I'm guessing because of the K and Alexi, it's gotta be like it's gotta be double that. I'm saying $240.
Ooh, close. Not at all. It was $128, but it's on sale right now for $89.60.
What the heck?
Yeah. A steal.
What the heck? Maybe I am too bougie. Maybe I'm petty bourgeois. Just kidding. I own no property.
We own no land. All right. Our next item is a sponge, a shower sponge. It's called the Baudelaire Large Wool Sponge.
99 cents.
Honey. Hold on. It's not your turn. It's a natural seawool sponge. I didn't know they had underwater sheep. Once treasured by the ancient Romans for their antibacterial properties and rich lather. Note, the Romans also drank out of lead and added it to their wine because it tasted sweet. Also, these kinds of sponges should be switched out like every few weeks so it doesn't grow bacteria and you just smear it all over your body. How much does this sponge, inherently throwawayable, cost?
Okay, well, shower sponges in general, anyone who uses a shower sponge, like, that's a red flag. Because there's no way in hell they actually replace it every 2 to 3 weeks.
No,
And that's
absolutely
gross.
not.
So first of all, don't use shower sponges. So I would someone would have to give me money for me to use this.
A shower sponge is a microbiome the moment you introduce it to water.
But because of the underwater wool, I'm gonna say it's $10.
It is $26.
It's $26.
Every 2 to 3 weeks, $26.
But no one's gonna replace it that often.
Oh, absolutely
you
not.
You buy it once and you use it for a year. It's disgusting.
Yeah, I don't care what the anthropology website says. I don't trust this seawool to be antibacterial enough.
Yeah.
Our next object is a step stool from the Peg and All shop on Goop, which we're not fans of Gwen on this radio program. All right. This is a 9-inch step stool made of reclaimed chestnut wood from 19th century buildings in Philadelphia. People lived in these buildings, they met their true loves, they ended friendships, they had children, and they lost parents in these buildings, and now you made it into a stool so you can stand on it to reach cereal. How much does it cost?
I don't know. Reclaimed wood is kind of hot. No, I would not support Gwen. But
thank you.
Okay, so recently I bought a wine rack that was $25, but most of them I saw were $50, and none of them are for Philadelphia. So I'm gonna say it's $89. No, it's $129.
Oh, you were actually closer before. This step stool, which is 9 inches and marketed for children's bathrooms, is $95.
Oh, shoot.
Okay, we're getting close to the end here.
Why would you put a wood step stool in a bathroom?
Why would you say stickers can ward away energy vampires? Who knows why Gwen makes the choices she does? Bethany! Bethany.
No, I'm kidding. Jesus.
So, hi, quick aside. I had to go on the Goop website a lot for this bit. Mm-hmm. And when I was on the Goop website, I saw some truly horrendous things. I really put my life on the line for you, radio audience. But one of the things I saw there was something called a hot gem massage mat.
Yes.
Hold on. It's not your turn. Where literally it's a yoga mat with a heated blanket under it that they just attach gemstones to that you're supposed to lay on for hot gem therapy. It's $1,000. When I told Bethany this, she's like, I have $1,000. That actually sounds pretty nice. Which broke a ligament in my core I didn't know I had previously. I can break some geodes and make you a hot gem blanket. A hot rock blanket.
Sorry, is it my turn?
No, I'm sorry. I didn't mean it. I thought we were fun. It's your turn, yeah.
Oh my gosh. I mean, it sounds kind of tough. What can I say? I want a hot mat to lie on. That makes me look like a sexy Egyptian queen. I want to feel like Cleopatra.
Well, I hate to say, this hot gem blanket isn't gonna do the trick. It's ooh. Gwen and I will share words one day. This I promise you. Okay.
I think she prefers Gwyneth.
Disgusting. That's I don't know if anyone here has ever had a class with the Zachariah and you're like, oh, do you go by Zach? And he said, no.
I mean,
I go by Zachariah.
What's wrong with that, Bella? You're being a little hateful. I think Zachariah is a hot name. I would go by Zachariah.
I'm being hateful as a bit. Of course,
I'm
it's your
gonna
name.
change
You're
my
allowed
name.
to.
I'm gonna change my name to Zachariah. That's so pretty. That's way prettier than my name.
Our second to last item is a tea kettle. It's called the Staub kettle. I'm directly quoting the ad here. Staub may be a French classic, but there's something decidedly Japanese about the sleek silhouette and stainless steel handle of this cast iron teapot. Plus, note the pretty gray and black brass coloring. It holds a quart and it doesn't whistle at all, and I'm imagining holding an incredibly heavy cast iron pot full of boiling water is super easy and super convenient to use.
Um, I don't understand why you would have a cast iron pot. Like, isn't cast iron a little bitch?
It's it's a bitch. You can super easily give yourself carbon monoxide poisoning by washing a cast iron container.
Um, yeah. I don't want carbon monoxide tea. You have to like oil the inside of the tea of the.
Well, I think the teapot, it's like it has a ceramic outside or like a
Okay.
ceramic coating on the cast iron.
Okay. I don't know. I don't even know how much a regular cast iron pan is. I'm gonna say $70. $71.
Just to edge you right over there. It's $200.
I'm so bad at this game. Jeez.
Well, it just makes it reminds me that you're not bougie. We're all equals here.
Except for the blanket I bought that's more expensive than the plastic faux fur blanket.
Look, sometimes you're allowed to be bougie. I take it back. I have a nice weighted blanket. I didn't buy it. I got it as a birthday gift. But it's we could. I'm gonna stop making generalizing statements. I'm about to say we can all agree. No, we can't.
No, $118 is a lot to spend on a blanket.
Yeah.
It was a moment of weakness, but I don't regret it.
It's a lot, but you had it and it brings you joy. Marie
Uh-huh.
Kondo it. It brings you joy.
Uh-huh.
You should have it. Okay. Our last and what I think most egregious object is a set of measuring spoons. Some farmhouse pottery stowe measuring spoons. There are 4 spoons attached on a ring made of gold-colored stainless steel. It's a tablespoon, a teaspoon, a half teaspoon, and a 1/4 teaspoon. So I hope you know your conversions between those, because if you need a half tablespoon, you are shit out of luck. Farmhouse pottery, this brand, focuses on frill-free traditional forms meant to be passed down for generations. Made in Vermont, because of course it's made in Vermont. How much do these 4 spoons cost?
Okay. Well, I think this is a learning experience for everyone because there's actually 3 teaspoons in a tablespoon. So you just need a teaspoon and a half. I think we all learned something today.
We all learned.
I hope I taught someone something. I don't understand the gold colored stainless steel. Like it's not like gold plated or anything. It's
just gold colored.
Gold colored. Okay.
Because if they gold plated it, the gold would like scratch off immediately. It's super soft.
That's fair. That's true. It's 4 spoons.
Mm-hmm. And a ring.
And a ring. Oh Jesus. I don't know. Is it $100?
It's $48.
$48. That's a lot to spend on 4 spoons.
Let's do the math here, folks. That's $12 a spoon.
Yeah.
That's $12 for a single tablespoon measure.
Uh-huh.
Disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. Well, Bethany, I wasn't keeping track of points, and also the points don't matter. So I think we're all winners here.
No, I think I lost.
Nope, I said it. We're all winners here. Radio audience, by the way, Bethany did not look up a goddamn thing for that tablespoon teaspoon conversion. She just knew that, and that's honestly the most impressive thing I've seen today.
Bella, you haven't been outside today.
Correct. Correct. But that doesn't diminish your accomplishment.
No, thank you.
Every single time. Like, I had to make the gallon man in elementary school, and I retained none of it. If someone puts a gun to the back of my head and says, how many quarts are in a cup, I will not be able to answer them.
Isn't it 4 cups to a quart?
I literally don't know.
I don't know either.
You feel right. Someone could say 5.5, and I would assume they're right.
God, it's because, like, never mind. I don't know. I don't know crap. I only know about teaspoons.
Honestly, you're probably right. Not to be one of the STEM people who are like, it should all be metric, but...
I don't think it's just STEM people who think that. I think it's all of us.
It feels very much like a high school chemistry teacher dad joke.
Yeah.
To be like, it should all be 10s, it should all be 100s, haha.
You guys probably think about it a lot more. I can't remember the last time I measured something.
Yeah, it's for some reason. So, as we've mentioned before, radio audience, I'm an engineer, which means I'm better than you. But for some reason, a lot of engineering companies in America still use imperial units when they're like designing things. And when they work with companies outside of America, sometimes complications arise because of this. Like, this is what brought down one of the Mars orbiter missions because they assumed they had converted it when they moved it to a different country, and they didn't, so it just absolutely crashed a Mars observer satellite into the planet of Mars.
Oh, shit. That's not good.
Very messy. That's one of those classic case studies that you read about, like that and the Tacoma Narrows Bridge. If you're in any like beginning engineer class where it's like, this is why units are important. All of these people spent millions and millions of dollars to blow it right at the last minute.
That's not a good look.
It's not hot. It's not cute.
Not a good look.
It's not very cute.
What are people gonna do in like 2.5 years when like Elon Musk fucked up the entire underground with his stupid cars? Like
Bethany is baiting me, and I am absolutely taking it.
This
is just gonna be another repeat.
We don't have to go into this.
We can't, because if we do, this will just be the comp het thing again, but me talking about the link, or not the link, the boring company, his dumb fucking not trains idea.
Yeah.
Which, the loop.
Oh, yeah.
Just go Google it. It's there's a I made a joke about this before, but to be absolutely not pretentious, there's a concept in engineering that I learned about recently. I know. Stop. This is the last thing I'm going to talk, and then I have some other questions that aren't based around me.
Okay.
And my major, and I'm very sorry, but this is relevant, so it's happening. But there's a concept called AM versus FM. AM versus FM stands for actual machines versus fucking magic. Sometimes when people describe something to you that's supposed to be an engineering project, you have to determine if it's an actual machine or if it's just fucking magic.
That's kind of cool. I didn't know that was the technical term for that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to share that with everyone I know now.
We're all learning here. This radio is all about learning. Bethany, what would you do if you had like ridiculous amounts of money, like stupid amounts of money? And I'm assuming you've already solved every problem that could ever be solved with money, and you still had money left over.
Okay.
What would you do?
So basically the question is, what would you do if you couldn't like share the wealth?
If you already had.
If you had already shared the wealth and like you still had money.
Mm-hmm.
Because I would obviously share the wealth.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus, what would I do? I don't know. None of the things I want can be bought with money, Bella. I just want people to love me. Money can't buy you that. I just want to not have
it seemed to work for people in the past.
Money can't fix my brain.
Well, yeah, I agree. I was talking about like buying an aquarium, but no. I think you're right.
You know what I would do?
What?
I would invest in an underground transportation system called the Loop.
That man Elon, he was so funny on SNL. I trust him with my dollar.
No, I would buy a bunch of dumb shit. I'd buy a lot of expensive blankets. I would buy a lot of clothes and like a lake to live on in the middle of it. And I'd live in the middle of the lake and I'd get tattooed by all the best people in the world and I would swim to my house every day.
Obviously after the tattoos had healed, as you and I both know, current tattoo havers. I got mine last week, so I am going to be riding high and mighty about it. As tattoo havers, as tattoo enjoyers, we both know swimming during the healing process is pretty bad.
Yeah, big no-no.
Big no-no. By the way, no one told me that the healing process for a tattoo was similar to getting a really bad sunburn, and I was just exhausted for a week afterwards.
Yeah, it's not cute.
It's not cute, but it looks pretty gnarly.
If you get tattooed all the time, you just get used to it. And if you're depressed too, then you just don't really feel it. So if you're gonna get tattooed, get depressed first. That's my word of advice.
Just burn all your dopamine somewhere, I don't know, in a big furnace, and then you're ready to go.
I hope no one here thinks I'm making fun of mental health, by the way. I actually have like disorders and stuff. So don't at me. Just like let me make fun of myself so I can feel less sad.
Yeah. She's earned it. I'll very much wingman you on this. Like, yeah.
Thanks.
Similar. I always have to explain this because sometimes I will offhandedly make gay jokes, and sometimes I dress in a way I'd call straight passing. So I have to be like, oh no, it's cool. I'm fine. I'm allowed to.
Yeah, I do the same. I'm like, I don't think of you as straight passing ever, but
thank you.
I know I am very straight passing. Except
Incorrect.
when I wear pigtails, and I'm in a straight passing relationship.
No, okay.
I mean, look at me. Look at my partner.
But
would you, if you saw me and my partner out in public, would you be like, I bet that girl's a bisexual?
I mean, you do have a septum ring.
Lots of straight girls have septum rings.
Yeah, but do they wear it well?
I don't wear mine well. I've had this septum ring for like ages, and it's like has the gold flaked off.
It's texture. It's all texture,
$10.
baby. Doesn't need to be expensive to be nice, but I don't know. I am completely out of my wheelhouse when I talk about straight relationships or straight passing. But like, even if you're straight in a like what you could call straight passing, I don't think you're in a straight relationship.
No,
because you're still like a bisexual in a relationship.
Yeah. That's how
it doesn't make it disappear. Yeah,
that's how it works, folks. But I'm just saying, like it's different.
Yeah. I didn't mean to like invalidate that earlier on when I screamed no.
It's different when I make kill the gays jokes because people are like, well, you're not even gay, and also you like men. I'm like, that's true. It's true. I swing everywhere. Like shoot me. Kill the gays.
Bury him. Don't kill him. Just get him underground in the fucking loop.
You know, if I could pick a way to die, that question, I always say like being buried alive.
Why? That's one of the worst ways.
It doesn't sound so bad. Like have you ever like been like kind of like, like I don't know, like crushed?
You know what? Thinking back on it, no. I haven't been crushed to death, Bethany.
Have you ever been into like something heavy and like you like kind of can't breathe? I grew up with brothers, so my brothers are like always on top of me, and they're kind of crushing you, kind of can't breathe, and you like feel really really small, like I love that. I live for that, and I would die that way if I could. something. It sounds really neat.
I love that for you, but I honestly think, in my opinion, the experience of being buried alive and slowly choking to death with no way out and not even knowing which way is up is a bit different than being sat on by a sibling who you know loves you and won't kill you.
You don't know that.
I'm good. Anything where like the death is slow, bad. No good for me.
Oh, that's fair. Let's
Yeah.
not talk about death. I'm sorry, I brought it up.
No, it's cool. It got here naturally. Honestly, I was about to go back into it, but we won't. If this is not death focused, but death related, if you could go to space and like live in space, but you couldn't come back, would you do it?
No. I wouldn't go to space if I could come back. I barely like going outside. I don't want to go to space, Bella.
I don't have any of my stuff up there.
I just want to sit inside, read Greek tragedies, and play video games. I don't want anything else.
If you think of it,
and
when you're in space, you're always inside something.
Who would I make out with? Martians?
The fungus that isn't there on Mars.
Can you even make out in space? I don't think so.
I mean, I don't think NASA's gotten on it, but eventually. Eventually. Look, once you've tested, like, can this plant grow in space? Can this plant grow in space? What if we hold this plant upside down? Can it still grow in space? Eventually you're gonna get, like, is zero-G kissing as fun as I think it is? Because I swear to you, every single astronaut has at least thought about it. Zero-G kissing would be fun. Or maybe they know it wouldn't be. Maybe they've like lived in zero-G and knew that like they'd just be bouncing off each other. Would they have to Velcro themselves together?
I think it'd be a little complicated.
But wouldn't that like add to the mystery? Add to the mystique?
Maybe. Is it AM or FM?
I honestly think it's a mix. Because we do have people in space. Like obviously they can't in those big white suits, but you know. In the pods, there's pretty close quarters.
Yeah. Okay. Would you go to space? Like really? Would you leave your family? Would you leave me? Would you?
For the clarification of the radio audience, Bethany and I are not dating. We are just like this. So enjoy hearing what true friendship is.
Yeah, I have a partner. I'm sorry. And
No. I thought it'd be a fun joke, a fun goof. But I think I would. Like maybe not if I couldn't come back anymore. But I'd definitely go. Definitely
like a vacay.
Yeah. Not in like the Virgin Air Elon let's colonize Mars kind of way, but in like a like the whale watching way compared to like the Elon let's build a space colony on Mars SeaWorld kind of way. Does that analogy make sense?
Yeah, you'd go there for like field research and stuff.
Yeah.
You know where I would go? The Arctic.
The Arctic sounds fun.
I would, and I'm no field researcher, I'm no scientist, but if I was, I would want to go to Antarctica and pull out those little ice samples and read Tolkien in huts and be really cold all the time.
Look, they always say that they should have brought a poet.
Yeah, I'm what they're missing.
And now they will. And this also covers the kissing problem. It's well documented that scientists in the Arctic are just going absolutely insane on each other all the time.
What?
Do you not know about this?
No.
Oh my god. So there is when you go to a research place, a research facility in the Arctic or Antarctic, it's just a lot of people trapped in one building for really long periods of time and no one else around. And it's documented that all of the scientists end up taking like snow brides and snow husbands and just fucking like rabbits constantly. Because there's only so much science you can do in a day. And eventually you're going to run out of like Catan games.
That's
you're going to watch
like a
every
good time.
Right?
Yeah, I want to go.
Which means
now.
all of the men in They Live were plowing.
I'm gonna switch my major.
Become an ice
I'm
scientist.
gonna become an ice
Which-
scientist.
I goof, but that is an actual field that I'm like tangentially involved in.
Nice.
Because we love learning, do you guys know there's more than 16 kinds of ice?
I knew that. I was in atmospheric science. You can't get me,
Whoa.
whore.
And we're back to this. What I've done to you, Bethany? What have I done to you?
You. I don't know.
Hmm?
I don't know.
Jack shit, that's right. But no, I do think the Arctic would kick. Like, it's like I've seen not They Live. Oh god, The Thing, that's the one. Where there is a monster in the Arctic. It's like they dig it up. It's a dog. It's awful. It's a good movie, but like it's an awful situation. Like, I've seen that movie and I'd still go to the Arctic. I've also seen Jurassic Park, and if a Jurassic Park opened, I don't think I would go.
No.
Like, at least not the first day.
Oh
I'd
my
let them
God.
work the kinks out first.
No.
Because compared...
Why would you want to go anywhere? Just stay inside and be depressed.
Bethany,
Don't go
you were
outside.
ragging on me earlier today for not going outside yet today.
No, it
Well,
was-
I didn't go outside because I was recovering from my COVID shot, so I took a nap.
Nice. Nice. Good. Good. I didn't go outside either. You could have ragged on me.
Well, I am right now, so...
I haven't gone outside. I don't even know. Did I go outside yesterday?
Who knows? Time is an illusion.
I did.
I hope we're in quarantine forever.
Wait. I don't remember. I can't remember. I went outside the day before yesterday on Sunday.
Okay, interesting.
I know that.
Interesting. And today is Tuesday. I understand this now.
I did go outside yesterday. I went out for like 15 seconds, and I know it was raining, and I was barefoot, and I went inside, and my feet were really dirty, and I had to wash them.
Riveting tales. I can't wait until we can go back outside again, like in public.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be a rough acclimation period. Because sometimes when I just walk around campus, I don't know, I had to go to the library and pick up a book. But sometimes when I'm walking around campus, like, I keep thinking I see people I know, and I have to remind myself where it's like, oh no, you know a lot of people, and none of them are here because thousands of people live here.
Mm-hmm.
Gonna be an adjustment period. Can't wait to go back outside.
Nice.
All right. Thanks everyone for listening to UW Comedy Hour. Tune in next week at noon where I'll be communing with the spirit of KB. Make sure to follow Rainy Dog on Instagram at RainyDawg for more great radio. Follow at UW Comedy Club on Instagram for show schedules, meeting links, and more. UW Comedy Club has meetings every Wednesday at 6:30, where there is no experience needed to have a good time. Keep listening to Rainy Dog Radio to hear Colin from the Funhouse with Bill Pepsi.